For my lesson, I am doing the topic of Cinco de Mayo. It is an ELL lesson for ELA. For the video, I had to do a mock lesson due to testing. Lesson objectives. For today, we are going to use textual evidence to answer questions on the topic. We will also use textual evidence to identify what the text says. Lastly, we will take notes on the topic. Right now, I want everybody to turn and talk to your partner about what you know about Cinco de Mayo. Then you will fill in the KWL chart on the topic. Only fill in the first box, what you know on the topic. On the side, I also have a translation in Spanish due to the 6 students in the class who speak primarily Spanish. I will give the students 3 or 4 minutes to have their turn and talk, and then we will have a discussion after. Right here, I have a video of what is Cinco de Mayo. I would have the kids watch the video on their Chromebooks individually using headphones, and they could also have a translation of the video in their native language. So that can help with comprehension. We'll go to the next slide. Here we will read an article together and take notes and highlight key details. I also provided with the translation to Spanish to help with comprehension. For this part of my lesson, I would read through the article together. While we're reading, I would stop and pause and highlight key details. For example, important dates: on May 5th, 1862, the French army was advancing from Veracruz to the capital, Mexico City. I would highlight that sentence right there because it's telling us information and giving us the key details of the date. I would also have the students write notes on the side of their paper, and there also will be a translation provided to the students of this worksheet in Spanish. I would also have the students write what the city was called Puebla, causing the French to retreat. So I want them to really understand that this is a very significant part of Cinco de Mayo. I would also have the students kind of we had to stop and have discussions to see how they can relate to the topic and maybe how their families celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Especially in the second paragraph, it talks about how it includes festivals, parades, and Mexican culture through music like mariachi bands, cuisine, dancing, and learning about Mexican history. I would ask the students what their favorite Mexican dish is, and we would have that collaboration together as a class. After we read the article, I will have the students go on the application pair deck, where the students will have to answer this worksheet. Because on pair deck, complete the questions. You may answer in your native language. Make sure you translate it in English. I would want my students to write it in their native language just because some of them are just entering into the class. So I would like for them to use their native language, then they have to translate it to English. So that can help them learning key vocab and terms. I also like using Pear Deck application because I can assess my students throughout the lesson and making sure they're on the worksheet and doing the work. I could also provide one-on-one support by walking around the classroom and checking for understanding. The first question is, what was the Battle of Puebla significant to the Mexicans? If we go back, we will underline those key details to help with the students. And then they would have a fact or opinion. Before I give them that part of the section, the worksheet, I would go over what a fact is and what an opinion is to help for clarification purposes. I also would write about your opinion. Is there a value in the celebrating cultures that you may or may not have tied to? Why or why not? So this can go back to our discussion that we had previously on how the students relate to the topic. After we have our questions, I will go over them as class and pull up to see what our answers were. We will discuss it as a group. And then to conclude the lesson, you will have a KWL chart. I previously would have provided the KWL chart at the beginning of the lesson. So the students have this, what they know about the topic, what they wonder. And then the last thing they're going to be completing is what they learned. So this is what I would use as an informal assessment. I would have the students complete the last row of the KWL chart, and then I would collect the exit ticket and see what the student learned from the topic. And that would basically conclude my lesson for today on Cinco de Mayo. I thought this was a great lesson because it ties in history, ELA, and also using their native culture to kind of relate to the topic. And the video helps with comprehension. The article would be great because I can provide them with a translation to help the students. And I think taking notes also is a great way for the students to really immerse themselves into the lesson. And that is all I have for this lesson. Thank you.